This interview was conducted as part of the Academy Oral History Project. The interviewer is Abigail Barse and the subject is Armani Byrd. It was recorded at 11 p.m. on February the 13th. What do you think is the value of gathering together specific students and teachers?
I think the makeup of different students and teachers at the school gives a lot of different insights because the students are from all over the state and they all have different experiences with previous schools, and the teachers have generally all had other jobs and are very skilled in what they do, and many have PhDs. So just the combination of the different types of students and teachers gives an overall experience that you probably can't get anywhere else.
What challenges does a school like the Academy have to overcome to become a functional learning environment?
I think mainly the functionality of a school like the Academy is unfortunately based on a lot on the students and not what the faculty does, because if someone has a negative attitude towards the school, regardless of the factor, if it's the classes are hard, they don't like their roommate, they're not getting enough sleep, which is the case for a lot of Academy students, they're not going to have a positive attitude and the learning environment will not be functional.
What methods have you as a student developed to deal with the rigor of classes here?
I have learned to manage my time better, and when I have breaks during the day, I take less naps and work more on my schoolwork, even though I have to stay up late usually to get it done.
On a personal note, how have you coped with living away from home?
Living away from home for me, coming to the school wasn't as much of an adjustment as it was for other students, because I have already been spending a lot of time away from the house by myself for summers at a time, months at a time, out of the country. So coming to the school and living away from home wasn't that big of a deal, especially because I live so close and I can go home almost any weekend that I wish to.
What brought you here and what kept you here?
I was attracted to the college aspect that the school had, and I stayed here because I like the environment of the classes. The students seem to take the information and all of the classes very seriously, which I like, and also the teachers seem very enthusiastic about the material.
What have you noticed about the faculty here versus a normal school in terms of teaching style?
The teachers have said in multiple of my classes that at this school they like the fact that they can design their courses how they want to design them. Even though each student that's taking a class does not get the same experience because they do not learn exactly the same material, the teachers seem to favor it because they can teach not only how they want to teach, but as much material as they feel that the class can take. Therefore, in each class, you get more of a sense of who the teacher is as a person, and not just they're giving you all the information that is necessary to complete the semester.
As you go into college, how well do you think the Academy has prepared you, residentially and or educationally?
I think the Academy has specifically prepared me residentially for college because last year I had a roommate that we did not get along that well, and we stuck it out through the year, and I wouldn't consider us friends, and we never were friends throughout the year, but I learned how to compromise with her, and we ended up getting through the year. This year, I had the chance of not having a roommate for the majority of the year, so I don't have that aspect anymore, but I still have to live in the dorms, so I still have to check in with the counselors like everyone else. And educationally, I feel I am very prepared for college because our class setups are more similar to a normal college would be rather than a normal high school.
What are the distinct challenges that an Academy student faces, and how have they affected you?
I think one distinct challenge that Academy students have is adjusting to having a different sleep schedule. The amount of work that we get requires us to stay up longer than most people are used to, and therefore they're tired during the day. They need to take naps during the day, which people are not used to. I also am not used to the sleeping schedule. I'm almost halfway through the last semester being here, and I still have problems with my sleep schedule. Another problem that other students have, at my old school, I had to deal with this, so it's not as much of a problem for me now. But most people here have never had to deal with the fact that if you need help with something, you have to go see your teacher during the office hours. You have to look up when the office hours are. You have to constantly refer to the syllabus, and you have to go need help when you need it. And sometimes teachers aren't always enthusiastic to help the students that come in because they have other things they need to do or other things that they have on their mind. So students are sometimes intimidated by that, and they won't go in and get the help that they sometimes need.
Has this school affected who you are as a person, your habits, likes, or views?
Mainly the changes that I have experienced as a person were due to other students that are at the school. I am from a city environment, and I have lived in 3 different states, all in the Midwest, but all in city environments. And I had never been around so many people who were from a more rural rather than urban area. And also, I'd never been to school with people who had many classes, almost their whole grade, that didn't have a single African American student. And when I first came here, it was almost maddening because to me it was just ignorance that I just didn't understand how people had never really interacted with an African American person before, had never been in class with an African American person before, or anything like that. It was really ignorant to me. I don't get how you can live in America and not have interaction with an African American person. However, as I stayed here longer, I came to realize that it's not the fault of the student. That's the environment they grew up in, and there's nothing they could have done about it. But I'm happy that I could have been one of the people that helped them open their eyes to what the real world is like and not just where they're from.
Why do you think people continue to come to this school, and what is the legacy that this school is creating?
I think that people mainly continue to come to the school, especially younger siblings, because they have exposure to the school, although they're not there. One example is the Little Sibs weekend, and although it's only not even a weekend, it's actually just one day of the year. The younger kids really like that experience. From what I've heard, my little sister was not able to come, but from what I've heard, the little siblings really get a kick out of being here. Just being in the dorms is a new experience for them. And also, the teachers, a lot of the teachers have been here for so long that you're going through siblings after siblings within the same family. So families are even building a connection through being at the academy because they're having the exact same experiences with the same teachers. The only thing different is the classmates. They're all in the same building. And also, I think the academy really strives to have their students known as hardworking students and students that are able to get help when they need it and students that were able to partially experience college before they even got there. And I feel that that experience is very specific to the Indiana Academy.